Satchidananda Rupaya Vishvotpatyadihetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Sri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Hari Om, salutations to all. Wish you all a very happy Janmashtami. Krishna Bhagwan, the moment we think about him, what comes to our mind? Smile, happiness, Leela,
blue color,
flute, butter, peacock feather, dance. So his whole life reminds us of happiness, of celebration, and so many people feel, Zindagi ho to Krishna Bhagwan jaisi ho. One should live like Krishna, a full life. And Bhagwan is also, his avatar is called Purna avatar. Every avatar is Purna only, because Bhagwan himself is Purnata, but he exhibited all his kalas in this Krishna avatar. So it is said that so today is the Janma Utsav. So we will see you know the story, we will reflect upon it once again. The Yadavas had different groups settled on the banks of Yamuna. There are groups called Andhakas, Shuras, Kukuras, Madhus, all these different groups are there. The prince of Shuras is Vasudeva. And the king of Andhakas, amongst all the groups, Andhakas had become very powerful. So the king of Andhakas is Ugrasen. And Ugrasen's son is Kamsa. So between this Andhakas and Shuras, there continuously is some fight that keeps happening. So what they decided once is, let the daughter of Devaka, Devaka is another son of Ugrasen, brother of Ugrasen. So Devaka is the brother of Ugrasen, and Devaka's daughter is Devaki. So they said, let us give Devaki's hand to Vasudeva. So the bride from the Andhakas and the groom from the Shuras. So let them get married so that there is peace. Once there is a marriage, then there is alliance, there is peace. So this was decided, and the marriage was conducted in Ugrasen's palace. And Kamsa loved Devaki, so he said, when the bride is taken to the bridegroom's house, he said, I myself will drive the chariot. And he was driving the chariot, he was taking Devaki and Vasudeva. And there what happens? There is a Akashvani suddenly, that, oh fool, the eighth child of Devaki and Vasudeva will kill you. And this Kamsa got very, very angry. He immediately jumped out of the charioteer's seat, took out his sword, and he was about to kill Devaki. Vasudeva at that time, he pleads and he tells Kamsa that, please don't kill. She is your own sister, she is a woman, and what danger can she cause to you? And her child, you are such a powerful person. If you want, we will give every child that is born to us to you. So somehow Kamsa got convinced. Now some people ask, why did Kamsa not separate them? If he had separated them then and there, maybe Krishna Bhagwan would not have been born. Why did he allow Vasudeva and Devaki to stay together? Now, one point we have to understand is that Kamsa is a Kshatriya. And out of that fear, if he separates Devaki and Vasudeva, that their child is going to kill me, he will lose all his respect amongst the masses. So he kept them together, and in fact it is said in the beginning he didn't even put them in the jail. They were living properly. And when the first child was born, Vasudeva went to Kamsa with the first child. And Kamsa said, I don't have any problem with the first 7 children. You keep them, let them grow. So those 7 children, of them, 5 of them are born, 6 of them are born, and they are growing and they are living in the palace. No problem at all. Kamsa only insisted they should be in my kingdom, not in the Shura's kingdom. So they were living. Now Naradji comes there. And Naradji says, see, people think that Naradji played some cunning trick and all that. But what Naradji wanted was the liberation of Kamsa and the reduction of the burden of Mother Earth. Mother Earth had gone to Brahmaji saying, so many asuras are there, I need to, please relieve me from this burden. And Bhagwan, they went to Bhagwan. Bhagwan said, yes, I will take avatar. So this Kamsa is one of them, to kill whom Bhagwan has taken avatar, has to take avatar. And this Kamsa's pot of sins has to increase. So Naradji tells him, he does that, he puts a circle and he says, in this now you tell me which one is the 8th one. Anyone could be the 8th, depends on where you begin. Now that Kamsa got psyched up, he said, what? I was thinking only the 8th one will create trouble, but now 8th one has come as first one, second one, who knows? So he mercilessly killed all the 6 children. Now the 7th, and he put, after Naradji went, he imprisoned Vasudeva and Devaki. He put his father Ugrasen also in jail. He became a tyrant there, very, very insecure. And then 7th child, Devaki is pregnant with the 7th child. So when she is pregnant with the 7th child, what happens? Kamsa becomes more and more scared because the number 8 is also coming close. He killed those 6, so now he is relieved that no threat from those 6, but the 7th one. Now that 7th child, suddenly Devaki, who was carrying, as though she loses the womb. So Kamsa is very stunned. What happened? Where is that womb? Where is the child? And far away in Mathura, far away from Mathura in Gokul, Vasudev's another wife, Rohini, she has also run away because Kamsa has been tyrant and he has put Vasudeva in jail, and every associate of Vasudeva he is torturing. So Rohini has gone to Gokul. There, all of a sudden, she is carrying the womb. Now Nanda Baba and Yashoda ji, they also wonder what happened. And in some time, Balram ji is born. You know which day Balram ji is born? You don't know? He is born on Shravan Purnima, the day we celebrate Raksha Bandhan. That is also Balram Jayanti. So he is born in Shravan Purnima and very brilliant, and Balram ji is avatar of Sheshnag. So he is born before Bhagwan. Now comes the 8th child. So now the 7th child, they tell Kamsa that, the miscarriage happened, the child is not born. Now 8th child, so what Vasudeva ji does, what Kamsa does, he separates Vasudeva ji and Devaki. In the jail, he chains them up, separates them completely. When Bhagwan has to be born, Akashvani happens, Bhagwan explains to them, I will be born through you and you have to take me to Gokul. Everything he explains. And when Bhagwan enters, first he enters Vasudevji, brilliance, complete brilliance in his body, his shining. And the stage then goes into Devaki Mata. And she is radiating with so much of light, joy, happiness, everything. And very soon, in the midnight, on the Ashtami Tithi, Bhagwan is born. In both Ram Avatar and Krishna Avatar, Bhagwan is born with his Ayudhas. And he gives darshan to both the parents. Dashrathji and Kaushalya Devi there, and here Vasudeva and Devaki. And as soon as he is born, he has already told that I have to be carried. So, the guards, they fall off asleep, the chains, they drop away, the locks, they open, and Vasudevji takes Bhagwan in a basket, keeps it on his head. There is heavy rainfall. Yamunaji is in flood. Vasudevji has to take and go. There is no umbrella, nothing. And he is going. You know, if you listen to Gurudev's talk on Krishna Avatar, it is just mind-boggling. He says that we think of Krishna Bhagwan and his life as a source of great joy and happiness and all that, but his entire life was a tragedy. Though his entire life was a tragedy, the way he lived, he did not make it appear that he was going through so much of sorrow. Even before he is born, all his siblings are killed. Because he is going to be born, his parents are jailed. The moment he is born, he is separated from his parents. He is brought up by foster parents, and his own uncle is trying to kill him. So many Rakshasas and Asuras he sends. One by one, there is sorrow in his life continuously. But he still does not live as though he is a victim of life. He lives as a master of life. That is the best part of Krishna's life. And that is what we have to learn, that in spite of whatever is happening around, how can we live as master? So Bhagwan is separated at the time of birth from his parents. And Vasudevji, he has also a lot of faith. Now he takes the Lord in the basket. He goes to Yamunaji. He doesn't pray to Yamunaji that, Yamunaji, please part ways and give me a clean road to walk through. Yamunaji is in floods because she is very happy Bhagwan is born. And Vasudevji enters the Yamuna, flooded Yamuna he enters. Sheshanag Bhagwan comes behind and there is a cover on Lord Krishna. And Vasudevji is going. You should listen to Gurudev's talk on this. Tomorrow we'll make you listen that. Water comes here, then here, then here, then here, up to here, then upper lip, till here it comes. But Vasudevji is not scared. He is not thinking that, Arey Bhagwan, do something, I will drown here now. He is not scared that, should I enter the Yamuna or not. He goes in the flooding, the Yamuna which is flooded. He walks into it. If you see any of these rivers, Yamunaji, Gangaji, Narmadaji, Saraswati, any river which is in spate, even the best of swimmers cannot swim. And Vasudevji, he goes. Water comes up to here. He doesn't think that if till now Bhagwan has not done anything, I don't think Bhagwan is going to do anything, I will return. He does not even think that I should save myself and I should maybe find something and, protect myself. Nothing. He keeps walking. And Gurudev describes so nicely that to save his devotee, what does Bhagwan do? He puts his tiny little foot outside the basket. And when the tiny little foot comes outside the basket, his foot will be so small, it will come up to his nose, Vasudevji's nose. It will just be that much. And Yamunaji will come up to here. She is very, very eager to touch the feet of Bhagwan, but she will not touch. Why? Because Bhagwan is a baby just born, he may get pneumonia. So she will stop here, Bhagwan's feet will be up to here. And Vasudevji can breathe and he takes Bhagwan across. What is the meaning of that? It is not that the devotee's life will not have problems. In fact, devotee's life will have many more problems. The world does not understand selflessness. The world does not understand purity of mind. The world will suspect. The world does not understand unconditional giving. The world will always calculate. So if there is somebody who is doing this, giving this, world is not ready to accept. And so they put all kinds of criticisms, problems, obstacles, try to even torture. How many saints have gone through what not? How much Gurudev was also told, cursed. So many things Gurudev also went through. Every great master has gone through. Shankaracharya ji was ostracized by his own people. The Brahmanas outcasted him. Tukaram ji, he was murdered. Mirabai was given what? Poison. Did any of them say that, I am devotee of Bhagavan, why am I getting so many problems? Arey, problems will come to everybody. Devotee has that strength to face. And Bhagavan himself had problems or not? Did Bhagavan's life be problem free? Never. Every single minute he is handling challenges. So Vasudevji takes Bhagavan, goes across. And there a girl is born to Yashoda Maya. Now it is said, Nanda Baba and Yashoda Maya, they were not having any child and they were very unhappy. And suddenly she developed the womb. And they don't know what has happened. And a girl is born to them. But everybody is asleep when Vasudevji reaches there, and Nanda Baba is asleep, Yashoda Maya asleep, everyone asleep. Vasudevji goes, takes the girl, places Bhagavan there, and he comes back. The moment he comes back, everything is as before. All the chains are back, the gates are closed, watchmen and everyone, the soldiers, everybody have woken up. And then what happens? The girl cries. So everybody thinks what? The eighth child is born. And the news goes to Kamsa. Kamsa comes and he tries to take the eighth child and smash her on the stone to kill her. But she escapes from his hands. Goes into the sky and says, I am the divine Yogamaya of the Lord, and you are such a fool that your killer is already born. And he is waiting for you. And she tells him, don't kill innocent children. And it is said that Kamsa repents that what he did to Vasudeva and Devaki. He realizes that it is prarabdha, that my destiny it is to die like this. How much ever I try, I will not be able to avoid. So he actually seeks forgiveness of Vasudeva and Devaki, releases them. Then we know the whole story, what happened. Now this is the story of Bhagavan Krishna's birth. But that's an external depiction and it has its own importance. But what is the symbolic meaning of that here in our life? If Bhagavan has to be born in our heart, we have to be like Vasudeva and Devaki. Vasudev ji is symbolic of firm, steady knowledge. Vasudev means one who lives in the heart of all. Vas means to stay. Dev means the Lord. One who is firmly anchored through right understanding in the Lord. Who has faith in the Lord. Who doesn't have fear. Who doesn't have insecurity. That person is Vasudev. So subtle intellect is Vasudev. And faith is the quality of the Buddhi. And who is Devaki? Jo Devaki ho gayi, wo Devaki. One who belongs to Bhagavan, who has surrendered, who has love for Bhagavan, devotion for the Lord. So a pure heart, filled with devotion, filled with love for the Lord, subtle intellect. If both these are there, Bhagavan Krishna will be born in our own heart. To purify the mind, those 6 impurities we have to give up. Story has a limitation, Kamsa kills them. But as a seeker, what are our 6 impurities? Kama, selfishness. Krodha is anger. Lobha, greed. moha, delusion. Mada is intoxication. Matsarya is jealousy. These 6 if we give up, Bhagwan will be born. Before Bhagwan is born, Yogamaya also is born. One who gives up these 6 will become very strong, that is Balram. And one who becomes very strong will also get siddhis, that is Yogamaya. If you cross siddhis, Bhagwan is born. Many people will get stuck in siddhis. If one crosses these 7, then Bhagwan is born to us. And then when Bhagwan is born in our heart, the goal of life is fulfilled. Our purpose is to experience that oneness. Bhagwan's nature is Satchidananda Swarup Atma. And so Krishna Janma, every year we celebrate Janmashtami. The purpose is to remind us that may the Lord be born in our heart, may our intellect have that unwavering faith in Bhagwan, may our heart be fully dedicated, surrendered to Bhagwan. So we will conclude with this beautiful shloka of the Gita. You have to repeat after me. 12th chapter. Mayyeva mana adhatsva Mayi buddhim niveshaya Nivasishyasi mayyeva Ata urdhvam na samshayaha. Bhagwan says, in me only you offer your intellect, your mind. Surrender your mind unto me. Mayi buddhim niveshaya. Establish your buddhi, intellect firmly in me. Then where will you be? You will be one with me. There is no doubt. And how will Bhagwan be one with us? When this Kamsa, the ego, is destroyed. So Bhagwan destroys whom? Kamsa and Chanura. Kamsa means the ego. Gurudev used to give a nice symbolism of this word Kamsa. Kamsa means Kamsaha. Who is he? When ego is there in our mind, this ego asks now, who God, which God? I don't believe in God. One who goes on questioning Bhagwan, whose existence is not there without Bhagwan, that ego questions Bhagwan only. Which God, what God? I don't believe in any God. One who destroys that ego, Kamsa Chanura Mardanam, Devaki Paramanandam, Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. So salutations to that Jagadguru who is Krishna Bhagwan. Bolo Krishna Chandra Bhagwan ki Jai.